Okay, so it's day 24, so we're finally making our way to Portland, Oregon, which is the last stop in our American road trip.
Yep.
We will go to LA afterwards, but we're flying there and not driving there, so, road trip ends at Portland. Mark might drive up to Seattle, we'll see how that goes. It will probably mean that I disappear from the vlog for a little bit, for a couple of days. I'll probably be there at night, but I won't be there during the day.
You're stuck with me.
Mark will take over. But yeah, for now we're leaving Medford, so I'm going to close my room door. And we're about to start the sort of 4.5 hour drive to Portland. So yeah, it should be exciting. You'll of course see time lapses, food, and I'm sure you'll get a bit more from us or probably Mark when we get there. So yeah, we'll see you then. Bye. So I know we basically just set off, but we did stop for some petrol because the prices were good and because it makes for a good bathroom break. And to my complete surprise, it turns out in Oregon they still have people that can put the petrol for you. So I had heard about such thing from, older people because I'd never seen it in my lifetime. But it turns out there are still 2 states in the US that do it, and that is Oregon and New Jersey. We passed through New Jersey and I don't remember noticing it. Maybe we stopped at a self-serve petrol station, or maybe we didn't stop at all. I can't quite remember in terms of petrol. But here in Oregon, she said that some of the petrol stations will be full service, some will be self-serve, and in this place there was a bit of a mix, so she let me pump it myself. Although, fun thing about petrol pumping in America is that there's often the option for it to do it sort of almost automatically. You sort of pull the petrol pump up and then you set a little lever and it just holds or stays there, and you don't have to be holding it while it is pumping. Maybe that's a thing somewhere in Australia. I don't think I've ever seen it or noticed it, but I have managed to work it out here, and I do have a video of me doing it now. I know we have this in Australia. And so that kind of thing makes pumping petrol a lot easier anyway. So yeah, just had to share. There are still places in Oregon and places in America where someone is actually employed to pump the petrol for you. I just thought that was really cool.
Hello again. So we just stopped at Macca's for the 347th time on our trip. No, I'm joking, though we haven't stopped that much. Just seems to be our breakfast place of choice. Just thought I'd record a short video because back home in Australia, we only have the one kind of sandwich for breakfast, which is called a McMuffin. In America, because they do things bigger, they have 4 types of sandwiches. So they have the McMuffin, which is normal. They also have something called the McGriddle, which is what I just had. They also have a bagel, and they also have a biscuit. So to go through those, McMuffin, obviously everyone knows what a McMuffin is. The biscuit is very similar to a scone back home in Australia, which is a very interesting combination with bacon and eggs, by the way. And then the bagel, it's good, it's just we were talking about it because it has that hole in the middle, and the one I had a lot of sauce in it. The sauce just kind of squirts through the hole and like explodes. So not the best construct for a sandwich. But the McGriddle, it's sort of that kind of small fluffy bread. It seems to be like sandwich pressed. But it was actually really nice because it either has honey or maple syrup within the bread. And when you have that with bacon and egg, it tastes actually super, super nice. So if I had to rank them personally, this is just personal opinion, so don't take my word for it. Go ahead and try them all if you're here in America. But it would be the McGriddle. Funnily enough, the McMuffin, which is our standard, would come second. Then the biscuit. It's nice, it's interesting, it's different, but I still rank the muffin higher. And then finally, I'd rate the bagel only because of the mess that it makes. But if you're a bagel fan, maybe you'd rate it go higher. So yeah, just a fun little tidbit for you. In fact, I think I mentioned in the video that I made, short video that I made about traveling in general, it's interesting obviously to see culture to culture, landscape to landscape as you visit many countries, but it's also interesting seeing the different Macca's stuff that you can get out there for every country. So yeah, we're currently got about 3.5 hours worth of driving ahead of us. It's interesting because it's like, straight for 388 kilometers, but the journey itself is 393 kilometers. So that's pretty cool. But yeah, we'll keep you posted on how we go. Bye.
Alright, we've just taken a break at a Oregon rest stop. It's about 1 hour to go until we get to Portland, Oregon. Just thought I'd record here for a couple of reasons. One, it's just a kind of nice area. I think I kind of like the state of Oregon in general. I had heard that they're a pretty friendly state. Sort of being nice to people is a big part of their motto. And I think that's definitely been true in our experience so far. I mentioned the fact that they pump gas for you and stuff, and I find that to be quite interesting. But I also noticed while I was here, there was a sign that was talking about not helping out anyone who has a sign that says they've just broken down or whatever. They're calling it a phony sign. And the reason is the Oregon travel experience will actually help you out. And so I took a photo. There's a number to call if you break down or if you have a fuel problem, like you run out of gas on the highway. And it's someone from the Oregon travel experience team that actually should help. So it's quite nice. It clearly is a big reflective of the culture of the state. But yeah, got an hour to go to Portland, and we'll probably show you the hotel when we check in. Bye. We've arrived in Portland, Oregon. We actually did something different this time. We decided to leave room bookings until we showed up and tried to do a walk-in. We initially tried the Hyatt because we saw availability online, but they said they'd sold out by now. And so instead we've come to the Marriott. We decided I'm sort of happy to spend a bit more on this part of the trip because I'm getting some uni funds, hopefully, to cover some of the expenses. Now, we're in our room, so again, aversion to lights, so there are no lights in the ceiling. The bathroom is quite bright, with some glass and mirror and sink and all that. And then obviously the actual bathroom itself with the toilet and the bath. And then you come inside and you have the beds. I have my lightsaber on my bed, a little bit in between. They have ports actually on the side. So if you need to charge something, you can just plug in straight away with the USB. There's always a TV plugging Marriott stuff all the time. And the lady downstairs made me a Marriott member because it turns out you need that for Wi-Fi anyway. Yeah, there's a table with a bunch of amenities. We put our snacks, put our bags, air conditioning, and a view of the Wendy's. So that's pretty much it for the room. We're now heading to lunch, and then I'm probably going to head off to the convention center for the conference, and Mark might head around, get a haircut or something like that. And yeah, it should be fun. So we'll see you soon. Bye. Alright, so a lot has happened since we got to our hotel. So for starters, we went and had lunch. We had lunch at a place called Burgerville, yeah, something like that. I'll put a photo somewhere around here on Mark's face.
As always.
Burgers were quite nice, relatively big, also pretty clean. Yeah, it felt pretty good, so would recommend Burgersville if you're in the area. We then split up. We obviously in Portland, I'm here for a conference, so I headed to the conference, did a bit of registration, and walked around to a bunch of booths and things. Honestly, I knew the conference was going to be big, it's like 6,000 people, but just walked into this giant center with all of the booths. I'll try and get some footage for you for tomorrow. It was just incredibly impressive, so I quite enjoyed that. Talked to a bunch of people. I have like 10 business cards now of people I can contact when I get back. Mark split off and got a haircut.
Yes, I got a skin fade.
Mark's fresh cuts.
Yes.
You got Mark's mum. This is what Mark looks like.
Hey! It was a pretty penny, but we won't talk about that.
That's okay. And you had some good chats with the barber right here.
Yeah, so it's funny because I came here thinking, like, having plans, so I won't say what they are, but let's just say I have 3 options now. 1, I either go with what I came with. 2, I either go with what the barber recommended. Or 3, I go with the brochure that I picked up when we went to the rest area. So, you know, there's options. I won't spoil the surprise now. I will reveal all tomorrow. But yeah, it should be an interesting day tomorrow.
There you go, Mark trying to keep you on the edge of your seat. Right now we're actually driving. We're headed to a place that the barber recommended.
Yep.
What is it called?
It's called Council Crest. So this is where the founding fathers came and divvied up Portland, but it also gives you a very beautiful view of Portland, including the 7 mountains, which is interesting because we saw obviously a lot of mountains on the way here. So kind of excited to see these views. He did recommend going to a food truck, and getting food to go there and sit and enjoy the view. But he said you want to catch it in the daylight, so we didn't want to waste too much time, and we thought we'd head straight there. We'll probably catch a bite afterwards.
So anyway, that's a brief summary of what's been happening over the last 3-4 hours. Turns out it's quite a lot. We'll try and record some of the views from this place that we're going to. I've already forgotten the name if you can't tell. And we'll have some dinner later that will show you that as well. And then tomorrow I guess the vlog is pretty much all Mark's up until the evening, so you'll get to see that.
Sounds good.
Bye.
Alright people, so we're at Council Crest. So if you look behind me, There's a massive circle on the ground. This is what the barber was telling me. It's about a 40-inch circle. Really cool thing about this circle, if you look at the center, there's like this brass kind of coin or circle, whatever it is. But I'm not sure if it'll come through the GoPro, but if I stand exactly on it, the sound around me reverberates, and it actually is quite a good echoey sound. You start to sound a bit like a robot, but I guess that's the point. But the also really cool thing about this place is that in the far distance, not sure how it will come out in the background, but you see apparently all 7 mountains that surround this place, and there's a little what do you call them, plaque, which names all of the mountains as well, and it's all the way around the circle. So it's a pretty cool place. Some of the mountains are unfortunately blocked by trees, so that's not fun. But some of the mountains you can see. So this one, not sure if it's Mount Rainier or Mount St. Helens. But then if I go around the circle a little bit more. So this one here is called Mount Hood. And if you look up, beautiful snowy mountain in the background there. I'm not sure if we could see, are there any more around that you can see? Yeah. But it's cool. So apparently this is where the founding fathers divided up Portland, and all in the directions of the 7 mountains there. So pretty cool place.
Yeah, definitely worth coming out here if you're in the area.
Yeah, definitely worth the trek. It's only about 15 minutes from where we were at the hotel. So we'll probably hang out around here for a little bit, probably find a nice spot to have some lovely dinner, and we'll keep you posted. Bye.
Alright, so we've decided on ramen for dinner. So I ordered a black ramen, I think it was called. I can't remember the name.
Rock?
But it was something. It was like their signature, most popular ramen. And Mark ordered
A spicy miso without the spicy, and I added chicken and egg to it because it didn't have it in there.
Yeah, so he got the vegan option and then added eggs and chicken. Yeah, but they both look really good, and it's a bit cool around here. Like, we're actually wearing hoodies, even though it's summer in America. But we decided we'd get some ramen to warm us up, and then paradoxically possibly grab some ice cream later to cool us down. So we're going to enjoy that, and then we'll see you probably back at the hotel. Alright, we're back from dinner, and actually we stopped by for dessert. We went to the same salt and straw place we went to in a different state. I honestly cannot remember where anymore, but it was really good.
I think it was in San Jose.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Because we had the Persian food there, didn't we?
Yeah, it's possible.
Yeah.
The other thing we've been...
You can fact check that.
Yeah, check our videos. The other thing we've been doing is we've been catching a lot of Portland public transport. So we took a bus to get to dinner, which was ramen. Then we took 2 buses to get to ice cream, and then we took 2 buses to come back to our hotel. And we were able to do all this because early on, someone at the Hyatt Regency, where we're not even staying, gave us a free public transport pass that lasts until the 27th of June. Yeah, so each of us gets completely free public transport in Portland. Now, I have no idea if this is a regular thing. I assume it's related to the conference, that just everyone who comes doesn't automatically get free public transport. But I've quite enjoyed it, and the public transport here has been pretty good, I'd say.
There was a brand on it called TriMet, which we believe is like tram, train, and bus all included. And it seems like other people that use this hop kind of system, I'm guessing you buy it on like a weekly basis, and then you get like unlimited public transport. So it seems to be a pretty good system, and it's pretty connected. I'm going to be using it a lot tomorrow, so I'll try and vlog about that tomorrow, because tomorrow I'll be doing things. What we'll do, we don't know.
Yeah, and I'll be visiting the conference. I know the first session is 8 AM tomorrow. It's a plenary all-person session. But after that, I honestly have no idea what I'm going to do. I downloaded the conference program, and it was 350 pages. So that's a bit of a struggle.
This is why I didn't become an engineer.
No, this conference is just absolutely huge. It's kind of crazy. But yeah, so that's our plans for today and tomorrow.
You haven't seen him in person, but you saw the lecturer that you met at Canada. He posted about it.
Yeah.
So you might try and catch up with him?
Yeah, and I know there's a couple of Australians that are here I might try and meet up with as well. So.
Australia.
Yeah, sounds good. Hopefully you'll see some of that, mostly on Mark's part, but I'll record on my phone anything interesting. And we'll see you soon. Bye.
Bye.